Starting with the star, let's bring up the gizmo and select the cylinder 3D. Remove the edge loop and press QC50. Bring up the gizmo and select the extender. Press accept from the gear on the gizmo when finished and click QC50 again. Mask out half and position it into place with the gizmo. Let's add an edge loop to adjust the angle. Unmask the two edge loops so we can move and rotate to match the reference. If you want to get a little bit more picky, you can adjust the individual verts by selecting Move into Point Action and Infinite Depth as the target. It's definitely not needed, but I sometimes like to do this to break up the perfection. It's more about if I can see it in the reference, I'll slightly add it to my model. Rotate the model and scale it in the Y-axis. Apply the dynamic and delete the lower subdivisions. Then do a fairly high Dynamesh. I set mine around 500,000 polygons. Bring out the Clip Curve brush and clip the angles you see based on the reference. Before we go too far, I want to set up the poly groups with the slice brush to help me visualize where I need to clip. Anytime you want to move the slice, trim, or clip curve brush, you can press the space bar. To add a curve to those brushes, tap Alt. Double tapping Alt will make the curve a sharp angle. And the last modifier for those curve brushes is letting go of the Control and Shift keys while still having the pen touch the tablet. You can then click on the Control key to switch back and forth from Select Rectangle Brush to the previous curve brush you were using. Now that the poly groups are set up, we can start clipping out the shapes. There might be a little bit of an edge from the clipping. We can Dynamesh a couple times to smooth out the edges. Adjust the brush size and select the planar brush to remove the edge. Use the smooth brush to remove any leftovers and, if needed, smooth out any sharp angles. Bring up the gizmo and Ctrl-drag to duplicate the model. Select Rectangle to isolate the model and then mirror in the Y-axis. Also, flip the normals. Flip is located in the Tool palette under the Display Properties subpalette.